Spiritual awakening is like finally breaking the surface after a long dive. Suddenly, you find yourself gasping for the fresh air of reality, while others continue swimming in a pool of illusions. This awakening changes the fabric of your existence. From this point on, there's no turning back. The doors behind you disappear, and all that remains is the path ahead. In this newfound freedom, you also discover a sense of confinement, as if you're atop a mountain, breathing fresh air but looking down to see loved ones trapped in the valley below. They seem content, absorbed in their daily routines, seeking comfort, power, and the illusion of control. You can't help but wonder, is my spiritual journey a blessing or a burden? Why do I seek self-knowledge when others are content in their chosen ignorance? It's a challenging journey, but rest assured, it's worth it. Though the terrain may be rough, the sights you witness are beyond imagination. However, like any transformative experience, spiritual awakening comes with its own set of side effects. They're neither good nor bad. They simply exist. Think of it as an adjustment period, akin to acclimating to a new altitude. You're breathing different air now, and it may take some time to get used to. Today, we will explore the lesser-known side effects of spiritual awakening, the silent whispers that no one prepares you for, but almost everyone experiences. One of them is confusion. Imagine just opening your eyes after being submerged in a vivid dream, and for a moment, everything is quiet. Then, reality floods in, replacing the silence with enigmatic questions and thoughts. Your mind begins to ask, what just happened? Is this normal? Why is this happening to me? This is the labyrinth of confusion, a place where many of us find ourselves after a spiritual awakening. Even if you spend years on the spiritual path, reading sacred texts and delving deep into practices, the experience of awakening is like landing in an unfamiliar country where the language, customs, and even the air feel strange. The mind likes to navigate familiar landscapes, but awakening is territory it can't map. It's beyond the scope of imagination, something you can't prepare for with mere thoughts or concepts. So you start searching for anchors in spiritual teachings, books, and philosophies. You delve into scriptures, seeking the wisdom of the ancients, longing to validate your experience and give it a name. So, what can you do in the midst of confusion? Feeling confused is natural, but don't let it escalate into panic or obsessive searching. While it's tempting to find immediate answers, sometimes the deeper wisdom comes from sitting with the unknown. There's a lesson in the confusion you're experiencing. It's like a mist that forces you to slow down and pay attention to your surroundings, to become present. Instead of compulsively seeking external validations, allow moments of silence to seep in. Silence, in its subtle power, serves as a bridge to deeper understanding. It connects you to a state of being that doesn't require immediate answers, a space where you can simply be. When you silence the noise of the mind, you create room for your inner wisdom to speak. Although it's natural to turn to texts or spiritual teachings for clarity, remember that the ultimate compass is within you. You don't always need a map to navigate the waters of awakening. Sometimes, just being silent and letting the currents guide you is enough. Your journey may be filled with questions now, but these questions are signals urging you to explore deeper and deeper. Instead of fearing the unknown, try embracing it. The beauty of awakening is that it continually unfolds, revealing layers you didn't even know existed. Confusion is not an obstacle. It's more like a detour, a winding path that may be longer, but is rich in panoramic views you would have missed on the straight road. See it as an invitation to delve deeper, to listen more attentively, and to exercise a level of patience and openness that you may not have accessed yet. Secondly, you feel disconnected. Imagine finding a new radio station broadcasting music resonating deeply with your soul. But as you tune in, you realize that other stations are now static, distorted, or completely silent. This encapsulates the feeling of disconnection that often accompanies spiritual awakening. As you approach your true self, you may find that the circle around you begins to shift. Interactions with old friends become complicated, and you find yourself retreating into silence where you once engaged freely. Topics that once captivated you now seem superficial. People who were your anchors in the past suddenly become like distant stars, still visible but far away. Your priorities change rapidly. Awakening can feel like inhabiting a new skin, and it's not uncommon to feel lonely in this transformative phase. You may find yourself yearning for meaningful conversations and connections that nourish, rather than deplete. your spiritual energy. What can you do in the midst of disconnection? Feeling disconnected is not a call for you to squeeze back into your old pants, so to speak. Embrace the uniqueness of your new self, even if it confuses or distances others. This journey is not about them, it's about you. As you evolve, it can be challenging not to be swayed or hurt by the majority, but it's crucial to remember why you embarked on this journey in the first place, to be authentic to yourself. This period of doubt and vulnerability is a delicate time that requires the protection of your new self, like a tender sprout. Connect with spiritual allies who listen without judgment and provide a sanctuary for your evolving beliefs. Choose spaces where your heart feels heard, rather than places that force you to expand or defend your journey. It's like being a sapling in a forest of ancient trees. While they may tower over you, remember that you're also growing at your own pace and in your own direction. It may be isolating at first, but you're not alone in this. Seek like-minded spirits who can offer nourishment for your soul, much like rain and soil nourish a seedling. Disconnection is not so much an end, but a transitional phase. It's like crossing a bridge that links the old world to the new. On the Eifer side, you'll find different but equally valuable connections that align with your authentic self. 3. Increased pain. Awakening is not a magical switch that suddenly dissolves the ego and bathes you in perpetual serenity. In fact, becoming awake often means you will experience more pain, not less. Why? Because awakening peels away layers of ignorance. It's like turning on a brighter light in a room. Now you can see everything, even the dust and stains that were always there but weren't visible before. When awake, you find it easier to enter a state of elevated consciousness. However, habits are powerful, and sometimes you'll revert to your old unconscious ways. It's during these moments that the contrast becomes palpable, and you feel a kind of pain deeper than before. In an unawakened state, you might not even notice the impact of your actions on yourself or others. But once awakened, every emotion, every interaction carries weight. This is because your connection with your inner self, as well as with the world around you, becomes more intense. It's not just about your own pain. You become acutely aware of others' suffering, and even the collective distress of the world. Your sensations are heightened. Empathy and sensitivity, once byproducts, now become the main features of your awakened state. As counterintuitive as it may seem, the pain you feel is actually a positive indicator. It shows that you are deeply attuned to life. Blocking the pain won't work. If you try, it will only return with greater intensity. Instead, find a way to express this heightened sensitivity. Let it out. If tears come, let them flow. If a scream is forming inside you, let it out. Channel this emotion into creative pursuits, such as writing, painting, or gardening. Allowing yourself to express pain is not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength. By giving pain an outlet, you're not just releasing it, you're also transforming it into something beautiful or meaningful. Think of it as a pressure relief valve. If the pressure gets too high, you need to let some of it out to prevent an explosion. In essence, the increased pain post-awakening is a call to be more authentic, more compassionate, and more attuned to the complexities of life. Acknowledge the pain, but also see it as a tool for deeper understanding and connection, both with yourself and the world around you. 4. You go through an existential crisis. The journey of awakening often leads to a perplexing phase, an existential crisis. Of course, the term is casually thrown around as a trendy buzzword by many who question their place in the world. But when you are truly awakened, the question, "Who am I?" ceases to be a casual enigma and becomes a pressing dilemma that gnaws at you from the inside. Your old identity, the one you wore like a familiar coat, suddenly feels either too tight or too loose. It's as if you have outgrown it, but you're not sure of your new size yet. You're stuck in limbo, unable to connect with your old self, but also uncertain about this emerging self. Questions like, "Why am I here?" or "What is my purpose?" cease to be abstract and become urgent, compelling you to seek answers. This is a tumultuous phase, like standing at a crossroads, but instead of 2 or 3 paths, there are countless routes spiraling in all directions, each claiming to be your true way. It's scary, and let's be honest, a bit terrifying. Here's what you can do during your existential crisis. Firstly, recognize that you can't go back. Your old self is a closed chapter, and trying to reopen it will only bring discontent. Secondly, don't rush the process. Unanswered questions are uncomfortable, but also signal that you're on the verge of deeper understanding. If you have access to a mentor or guide, now is the time to lean on their wisdom. However, if you're alone, trust the universe. Think of it as being on a long road trip without seeing signs. This doesn't mean you're lost. It just means you haven't reached the next landmark yet. Keep driving, enjoy the scenery, and before you know it, you'll find the signs guiding you to the next phase of the journey. Your existential crisis may feel like an endless loop of uncertainties, but it's also a stage that almost every awakened individual needs to navigate. Remember, the fact that you're questioning is proof that you're growing. Even if the answers aren't readily available, the quest for them is a form of progress. It may not seem like it now, but this is a valuable stage for a deeper understanding of who you truly are. 5. You may feel a sense of entitlement. Awakening can be so enlightening that it's easy to feel like you've unlocked some cosmic secret. It's not uncommon to start seeing yourself as someone special, a guide in a world that seems lost. The belief that you are chosen or superior can easily infiltrate your consciousness. You may find yourself with a strong desire to awaken others, to shake them from what you perceive as their stupor. However, this is where you need to exercise caution. Your path is just that, yours. Everyone has their own journey, complete with individual lessons and timing. Trying to hasten someone else's spiritual progress is like trying to force open a flower bud. It doesn't speed up the blooming and may even harm the process. Do not mistake your empathy for a free pass to give advice that no one asked for. Good intentions sometimes translate into unwanted interference, so keep your wisdom close unless it's sought. Your main tool should be love, pure and non-judgmental. Love can be a gentle nudge that allows people to consider new perspectives without feeling pressured. Think of your conversations as a cup of tea. Love should be the water, the foundation, and your wisdom, like tea leaves, subtly flavoring the interaction, but not overpowering it. If someone is ready and open, they will ask for more tea leaves. Otherwise, a cup of hot water is comforting on its own. Remember, awakening is a unique and deeply personal experience. While your insights may seem like the missing piece in someone else's journey puzzle, they may not be ready to fit them into their own life's picture, and that's perfectly acceptable. So, continue to share your love freely, and keep your wisdom at hand for those who genuinely seek it. Awakening is both a gift and a challenge, a dance between clarity and confusion. Your authentic journey will guide you, and your empathy will enrich the world around you.